Hello, how are you? Today I brought you a wonderful recipe for your lunch or dinner. It will really help you lose weight. It's a complete meal, amazing, low in carbohydrates and low in calories. So, it's great for those on a low-carb diet, for anyone looking to improve their eating habits, for those who want to control their blood sugar, and even for people with fatty liver. This recipe is fantastic. It's very nutritious. The ingredients are simple, inexpensive, and it's very quick to prepare. You're going to love it. So stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. If you love easy, quick, and healthy recipes, you're going to love this channel. So take advantage. If you're new here, subscribe and remember to turn on the notification bell to get updates. I post new videos every day and you're going to love them. If you enjoy recipes like this, one dish meals for lunch, dinner, or for your diet, go ahead and like the video and I'll make more videos like this for you. Let's get started with our recipe here. I'm going to heat up my pan. Remember, the ingredients, quantities, and nutritional information, as always, will be down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. So I've already heated up the pan here and I'm going to add a bit of olive oil. Some people ask me if you can cook with olive oil. Yes, you can. There's absolutely no problem. I have a video where I talk more about this and I'll leave it down below in the description for you. In that video, I also discuss the benefits of olive oil. I'm going to add a bit of onion here. Let's saute this onion because the ingredients in this recipe are very simple, but what will give it that special flavor is the way we prepare it. So at first, I'm just going to add the onion here to let it brown and then I'll add the rest of the ingredients. Remember that onion is fantastic for immunity. It has a lot of fiber. It's good for our gut. I'll leave the video where I talk more about the benefits of onion for you down below as well. Let's wait for this to brown and I'll be right back. Hold on. Look, the onion is already translucent, so now I'm going to add the garlic to let it brown as well. I always like to add the garlic afterwards because garlic browns faster since it has less water activity, so if we add it first, it ends up tasting a bit bitter. And also remember that garlic is fantastic for our immunity, for helping with blood pressure. There are many benefits. I have several videos here talking more about garlic, garlic water, garlic tea, the combination of garlic with ginger. I'll leave everything down below in the description for you. So now I'm going to add our cabbage, which I've already chopped, not too finely, as you can see. And I'm going to add it here right now and cover it up. If needed, I'll just add a little water later so it can wilt and cook. I want it to end up similar to our onion, like the onion was here. I'm even going to lower the heat now because it's already too high. I'm going to add the rest of the cabbage and cover it. For now, I won't add any water, but if needed, I'll add some later so we can cook this well. And once it's well cooked and sauteed, I'll come back so we can continue from there. Hold on, I'll be right back. Look, I've already cooked my cabbage. You noticed that I moved the stove from here because I waited for it to cool down since I don't want it to be too hot for the next part we're going to do. So I'm going to set it aside here because it's already warm. Here I have my cauliflower, which I cooked just in water. Let me show you. Look, it's well cooked. See? So I could mash it with a fork, but that's a lot of work. So I'm going to blend it in my food processor here until it turns into a puree. You'll understand better in a moment. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender. This one here is a hand mixer. You can use a food processor, a hand mixer, a blender, or just mash it really well by hand like you would with mashed potatoes. So I'm going to blend this really well and I'll be right back. Hold on. I've just blended the cauliflower. Now I'm going to add the eggs. That's why I didn't want to add the cabbage while it was too hot, because otherwise this would turn into scrambled eggs. And I'm going to season it. I'll add a bit of salt because up until now we haven't added any salt to our recipe, so I'll put a little salt in here. I'm going to carefully add just a small pinch of black pepper as well as a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg, besides being anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and wonderful, also helps you relax. It has a flavor that tastes like restaurant food. If you're not used to eating it, give it a try because it will give this a white sauce flavor, a different taste. And usually mashed potatoes with nutmeg taste amazing, and here the cauliflower acts just like mashed potatoes. So give it a try. If you don't have it, that's fine. It's not something that will change the consistency of the recipe, but it does add a special flavor and brings more benefits. Now let's blend this to mix it well. So I've already mixed our cauliflower puree well here. Let me scrape the bowl so we don't waste anything. Tell me down below which seasonings you're going to use to make this delicious dish. And if you have any suggestions for special seasonings, what do you usually add to your puree? What do you like to use? Because I love seeing these comments. They even inspire me to try out different ideas. I'm going to add a bit of chives here, which I think will work really well. Besides, the more natural seasonings we use, the less salt we need, so it's better for us, for our health, for blood pressure, for swelling. And now I'm going to add our mixture of onion, garlic, and cabbage. You can see that cabbage shrinks a lot when we cook it, but it makes all the difference in the recipe to saute it like this beforehand. So make sure to do this step, it will turn out delicious. You can already tell it's going to be a complete meal. Let's mix this all together well. Look, everything is well mixed now. I'm going to grab my baking dish here. You can see that I greased it with a bit of olive oil. And I'm going to put our mixture in here so we can bake it in the oven. After all, there are raw eggs in here that need to cook, and we also want it to get a nice golden color afterwards. So let's take this to bake in the preheated oven, and when it's done, I'll show you how it turned out. Remember that this recipe, besides being super flavorful, doesn't have milk, doesn't have cheese, doesn't have any dairy products. So if you know someone who is allergic and wants more low-carb recipes, because sometimes many low-carb recipes have some kind of dairy just to give them the right texture, this one doesn't. So if you know someone, share this recipe. Let's spread our chain of good. Look, now I'm really just done here. I'm going to even this out here. You can put it in the oven just like this, as it is if you want, without doing anything extra, or if you prefer, you can brush it with a little bit of olive oil on top, which is actually what I'm going to do right now. And if you like cheese, you can add some grated cheese, something like that. You can sprinkle a bit of Parmesan, mozzarella if you want. It's all up to your personal taste. But since I want to make a recipe here without milk, I'm going to add a bit of olive oil. Before adding the olive oil though, I'm just going to make a few marks here, because when I pour the olive oil, it will seep in and give it that crispier look, as well as making it look nicer. Look. It gives a nice finish here. I'm doing it like this. Now, I come in with my olive oil and brush it on here, but don't press too hard, otherwise it might fall apart. But if it does fall apart, you can redo this pattern here so it looks nice when you serve it. Just don't overdo it with the olive oil or it'll get too greasy on top. Mine is actually doing that right now, so I'm going to take the opportunity to redo our pattern here. It's actually good that this happens, so you can do the same at home. Here we redo it, and now I'm going to put it in the oven to bake. The oven is already preheated. I can't remember if I mentioned that, and when I come back, I'll tell you how long it took and show you a piece. We'll taste it. Hang on, I'll be right back. Look, it only took half an hour for this delicious treat to be ready, so quick. Come here, because I'm going to cut a piece for us to try. Come on. I'm going to take a piece here. Just look at how delicious this is. The smell is amazing. Make this at home and everyone will love it. Look at this. Look how absolutely delicious. Make it at home because the smell is wonderful. Tell me down below if you're going to add anything extra here. Some people like to add shredded chicken, tuna, leftover ground beef. I think this vegetarian version is already very light and nutritious, but if you want to add something, you can, no problem at all. I'd love to see your comment. Give the video a like because that really helps me out, and share it with anyone who would enjoy it or who needs it. Let's work together to spread this chain of kindness. This is what I want for this channel. Let's try it. It's amazing. It really tastes like mashed potatoes, and the cabbage is so well seasoned. It's wonderful. Make it. You're going to love it for sure, and it's cheap. See you next time. Bye.